I remember how quiet that morning felt, like the world hadn't decided yet what it was going to take from me. I was just standing in my kitchen, holding a cup of coffee that had already gone cold, staring at a letter I didn't understand. My hands weren't shaking yet. Not then. It was just paper, official, heavy, the kind that makes your name look smaller than it is. It said I had to appear in court. It said there were questions about conduct. It said words that didn't belong to my life. I had spent 30 years working, raising my daughter, keeping my head down, doing things the right way. I wasn't loud. I wasn't important. I was just careful. And somehow, that wasn't enough. The courtroom smelled like polished wood and impatience. People didn't look at me, not really. They looked through me, like I was already decided. I could feel it in the way the clerk called my name, like it was a burden. Like I was wasting their time just by breathing in that room. The judge, he didn't even try to hide it. He leaned back in his chair, eyes half-lidded, lips curled just enough to make sure I saw it. That smile. Not friendly. Not kind. The kind that says you've already lost. Speak up, he said when I tried to answer the first question. I had spoken, but my voice didn't carry the way theirs did. It never had. There were chuckles. Quiet, but not quiet enough. My lawyer, court-appointed, barely looked at me. He shuffled papers, sighed like I was a chore he didn't ask for. When I tried to explain, he cut me off. Said, just answer what you're asked. Like the truth needed permission. They talked about me like I wasn't there. Used words I didn't recognize. Built a version of me that didn't exist. Negligent. Obstructive. Dishonest. Dishonest. That one stayed in the air. I thought about my daughter sitting at home, waiting. About the way she looked at me like I could fix anything. And in that moment, I couldn't even fix my own voice. The judge leaned forward then, tapped his pen. Slow. Deliberate. You people always have a story, he said. But this court deals in facts. You people. That was the moment something inside me went still. Not broken. Not angry. Just still. Because I realized they weren't listening. Not to me. Not to anything that didn't fit the story they had already written. And then, I heard it. Not loud. Not meant for me. The prosecutor leaned toward the clerk and whispered something. A case number. A name. My name. And another title, one they thought didn't matter. But it did. I straightened in my seat. For the first time, I didn't wait to be called on. I believe, I said, my voice steady now. You might want to check that file again. The room shifted. Just a little. The judge frowned. Annoyed. This is not the time. It's exactly the time, I said. Silence fell harder than any gavel. The clerk hesitated, then pulled the file. Flipped it open. And then stopped. Her eyes changed first. Then the prosecutors. And finally, the judges. Because buried in the paperwork they rushed through, hidden under assumptions and impatience, was the truth they never bothered to see. My name wasn't just a name. It was the signature on every appointment in that courtroom. Every judge, every prosecutor, every seat of power they thought I didn't belong in. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't need to. Because the man who humiliated me realized, all at once, that I was the one who had given him his authority. And suddenly, the room that laughed at me forgot how to speak.